I'm the Commissar. We're talking Forged Alliance forever, and you might have noticed there's a new patch out. Let's have a look at what's changed. Last patch, you might remember, had a change to tactical missiles on commanders. They had the minimum range increased to make them harder to use in ACU duels, and that applied to the tactical missiles on UEF and SupComs and to the UEF belly nuke. Now, that's been balanced out a bit, so the minimum range, it isn't as short as it was, but it's now only 20. That's this yellow line you can see here. So I can now fire a billy nuke at this range.
Commander,
boom.
under attack.
Next unit we're talking about is the Eon Destroyer, the Exodus. It's got this turret up here, and the turn rate on that turret has been increased and it's been made more accurate. So, if I bring it in to shoot at this naval yard, it does so with greater accuracy, and if when it gets closer I turn it a bit, that turret is going to be able to lock on much more quickly. I'm going to spin it around here. And boom, that turret's already firing back there. So it's now slightly harder to dodge the Eon Destroyer, and it's easier for the Eon to micro it. Next big change is to the guard scan radius of naval units. All battleships, especially the UEF Summit that we see there, the Eon Shard attack boat, Cybran destroyers and cruisers, UEF and Sera missile cruisers, and all strategic missile submarines. And what this means is it's all about the range at which they attack. So if I give this attack move order down here, you can see the maximum range on the UEF battleship's cannons is this red line here. You'll see that as soon as it gets into range, it's going to stop and open fire. And that is an improvement so that battleships especially, and also other long-range units, are going to engage at their maximum range when you give them attack move orders. So it gets to its maximum range on the next unit and opens fire. Now, Seraphim destroyers, as you may know, are also the Seraphim subhunters. As a result, their torpedo defense has been slightly nerfed so that other subhunters can combat them fairly. So here we have some Sera destroyers against some Cybran subhunters, and we can see them coming into combat, and as you can see, the Sera torpedo defense just isn't so effective as it used to be against those subhunters. Couple more changes in the Navy to look at. Seraphim submarines now have 610 hit points, making them comparable to other submarines. That means that they now draw with other T1 submarines, and that T1 torpedo bombers can no longer kill them in one pass. So that's evening out the submarines a bit. And Cybran frigates, like we see here, a couple of patches ago, they had their maximum range, which you see this red line here, reduced, but that made them very ineffective at shore raiding and at frigate combat, so it's been increased back up to 28 here. Now we're going into the air. This change affects all T1 interceptors and Eon Swiftwinds. Now, you may know that if there's an interceptor that's just given an order to move a tiny bit backwards, it'll just go up into the air and come down again. And that used to happen if the move distance you gave it backwards was up to 10. But now, that's only up to 5. So if I give it a moved order a little bit further back, it will take off, actually plot a path, doing a turn to fly through the air to get to that point. So the minimum hover distance for an interceptor to make a small change of position has been decreased from 10 to 5. The UEF T2 field engineer, the much loved and much maligned Sparky. That's had its guard scan radius reduced. You can see here it's got this quite long gun range, but it was spending too often chasing down enemy units instead of reclaiming when given attack moves. And with the reduction in its guard scan range, it now reclaims rather than running off trying to use its gun on units at the edge of its range. Deceivers and Firebeaters. A potent combo. Too potent, say the devs, so they've been nerfed. The Firebeater now takes longer to build, though it has the same resource cost, and the Deceiver, if we zoom out a bit, you can see that its maximum range is now a bit less than it was before. So that's designed so that you can't get out a really early Tech 2 Deceiver Firebeater rush and generally just make a mess of the enemy before they have a chance to respond. I hope you'll still keep using Firebeaters, as you know, I love to see them on the field. One bug fix I'm very happy to see. My regular viewers may remember how often I complained about this, but look at this. The Fat Boy is actually leaving proper tracks. It's no longer leaving a trail of hydrocarbon and mechs symbols as it drives along. Fantastic. There's a few other bug fixes and that sort of thing, but we've covered the main points. Tell me in the comments below if you think it's going to affect your game. While you're down there, don't forget to like, subscribe, and obey. I'm the Commissar. I will see you next time.